Good evening. Welcome to another special edition of Talking Shit in the Commentary here at the apartment, where we have just been getting some information together on some of the insanity that is going on with the SAU sorority group over at the University of Oklahoma. And the college president has banned that sorority group from the campus. They haven't the men as part of that sorority, the people as part of that sorority have until tomorrow midnight to get off the grounds. He's putting them they have to get out of the house. He can't just get rid of all the kids, but he can definitely and these are adults, these aren't children. I don't know why people refer to college students over a certain age as kids. I mean, these are grown ass people, and we've been learning that the chant that they were chanting was not a spontaneous chant. Obviously, there's some history behind the chant. Everybody seemed to know it. It was almost like a sort of an anthem. And I just want to express my thanks to the president of the university so far, who is not acting like the chief of police in Ferguson after Michael Brown was gunned down. He's not acting as if he's Bob McCulloch, the prosecutor who failed to do his job in indicting Derek Wilson in Ferguson. This is a totally different situation. However, I wanted to talk about racism as an institution and how on the Twitter I'm just sort of disturbed by a lot of people, particularly the GOP people from the Republican Party and the Republican side of the aisle, who seem to defend a constant ideology that is just sort of, floating around that people aren't not really being honest about. And, the blacks have the rights for these things. Tampering with the voting rights laws and talking about these situations with voting in our country and redoing the voting and not seeing that as racism, when the only reason why those laws are in place is because of this country's racist face. And to have one iota of dissension toward voters' rights acts and trying to draw back and pull back on that, and anybody wanting to resist, I mean, it's just like, what in the fuck is y'all talking about? What is going on here? How can someone have a meaningful, educated conversation in any kind of legislation for that kind of implementation of those new setbacks on what we have been trying to push forward with in regards to the right to vote? And to think that someone is creating legislation at the local level and at the federal level in regards to elections and to be tampering with voters' rights, it's just, what is happening? And people want to know why the youth and why the young, what I'm seeing in those crowds is color of different ethnic backgrounds. There's some white kids and some people Latino, and there's some Asians, and there's people with the tape over their mouth, fighting back and not going for the racist crap. This youth, this young culture, this generation, they're not going for it. The racism is not working for them. They refuse to give in and be a part of the bullshit. Netanyahu. There is a voice of Jewish people who are from Israel, who are Israelites, who are saying, no, he does not speak for us. There are people in Russia, there are people all over this planet who don't stand behind what we sort of assume the reputation is of these extreme ideologues and the people who tend to run everything, Maybe there are some honest people on Wall Street. I don't know. They didn't come forward when they stole all our fucking money. And these fake ass derivative and the fake ass fucking front and the exploitation and the goddamn, just the thievery, just the there was what's that called when you just extortion? They extorted people's money on Wall Street. There's a culprit. There's a corporate sort of institutionalized extortion ring on Wall Street. There is a corporate, there is an institutionalized system of extortion of the American people on Wall Street. There is an extortion operation going on with these banks and shit, and how they are legally set up to just sort of rip us off ad infinitum. There is a non-stop tap, like in a bar with beer, of all this stuff and this money and these things that they're stealing from around here. And then you look around at all these people that are really suffering. They're really suffering. Really suffering. You know, it's ridiculous. JP's telling me he can't get any calls because his phone is updating. That's what it says on there, and I'm broadcasting. Oh, my God, you know, just one thing after another. Anyway, see, I don't use JP here. JP is not doing the editing yet because we're still trying to reorganize our theme music and all the stuff that we lost on the hard drive on his computer. So I broadcast these shows here in my house, and he texts me and stuff, and we're doing good. I thank you for watching. I just want to talk a little bit more. I'll do one more minute. What were they doing on that bus chanting that stuff? The same thing that goes on, you know. It's that's what I was saying about Giuliani. See, Mayor Giuliani, he knows that he doesn't like the blacks. See, it's the blacks. The black people are trouble. You know, black people are trouble. You know, so it's best to sort of have cage them up. You know, don't give them a lot of leeway. These black people, they start trouble. You know, black people, you know. They want to sit on the bus where everybody else sits on the bus. They want to drink water from a water fountain when other people drink the water. They want to be able to borrow money to buy a home and not automatically walk into the bank and feel like you're all alone. These black people want to be able to go to the doctor. These blacks are so stupid, they want to vote. They want to be able to vote in the country. Some of these blacks are disabled. They just want to be able to get their benefits without being treated like they're stealing, and that their proper place is to beg and be a slave and not get the treatment they need. And these blacks are too much for this country. They're a burden. Yeah. Which is why, all kidding aside, one has to say, fuck Fox News.